The story of Bugesera International Airport begins with a vision of connectivity, growth, and the transformation of a small landlocked nation into a regional hub of aviation and commerce. Located about 25 kilometers south of Kigali, in the vast plains of Bugesera district, this ambitious infrastructure project represents one of the most significant developments in Rwanda's modern history. For decades, Rwanda has worked to rebuild, modernize, and position itself as a gateway between Africa and the rest of the world. The construction of this airport is not simply about building runways and terminals. It is about building opportunity, creating connections, and shaping the future of a nation. For many years, Rwanda relied on Kigali International Airport as its main aviation gateway. Though efficient and well managed, the airport was originally designed for a much smaller volume of traffic. As Rwanda's economy began to grow, tourism expanded, and international investment increased, it became clear that the country would eventually require a larger and more advanced aviation facility. Passenger numbers were rising every year, and the national airline, RwandAir, was expanding its network across Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Rwanda's leaders recognized that if the country wished to compete globally, it needed infrastructure capable of supporting that ambition. The idea of constructing a new international airport began to take shape in the early 2000s. The goal was not only to replace capacity limitations, but also to create an airport designed for the future, a facility capable of handling millions of passengers annually, supporting cargo transport, and serving as a strategic aviation hub for the region. The location chosen for the project was Bugesera, a region characterized by open land, relatively flat terrain, and proximity to Kigali. These geographic advantages made it an ideal site for a large-scale aviation facility. Developing such a massive project has required international collaboration. Large infrastructure investments often involve partnerships between governments, engineering firms, financial institutions, and global airport operators. Through these partnerships, Rwanda is gaining access to global expertise in airport design, safety systems, and operational management. This ensures that the airport will meet international aviation standards once it becomes fully operational. Airports also play a strategic role in national identity and international perception. For many visitors, an airport is the first impression of a country. A modern airport communicates efficiency, openness, and ambition. The architecture and design of the terminal at Bugesera aim to reflect Rwanda's vision as a forward-looking nation that values innovation and sustainability. Sustainability has become an increasingly important aspect of modern infrastructure design. Around the world, airports are adopting energy-efficient technologies, water management systems, and environmentally responsible construction practices. Bugesera International Airport is being designed with sustainability considerations in mind. Efficient lighting systems, water treatment facilities, and environmentally conscious planning help produce the environmental impact of large-scale infrastructure. Despite the optimism surrounding the project, the journey has not been without challenges. Large infrastructure projects often face financial, logistical, and technical difficulties. Global economic changes, supply chain disruptions, and unexpected events can affect construction timelines. The worldwide COVID-19 was one such event that disrupted infrastructure projects across the world. Travel restrictions and economic uncertainty slowed aviation growth temporarily, forcing many countries to reassess timelines and budgets. Nevertheless, Rwanda remained committed to completing the airport as part of its long-term vision. Infrastructure planning often extends far beyond short-term disruptions. Airports are built to operate for decades, sometimes for generations. Decisions made today will shape the transportation network of tomorrow. Another major beneficiary of the new airport will be RwandAir. As Rwanda's national carrier expands its fleet and route network, it requires an airport capable of supporting that growth. Larger aircraft, increased passenger volumes, and expanded cargo operations all require modern facilities. Bugesera International Airport will serve as a hub that allows RwandAir to connect Africa with Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. In aviation, hubs are extremely important. A hub airport allows airlines to connect multiple routes efficiently. Passengers traveling between different regions can transfer through the hub, increasing connectivity and route options. By developing Bugesera as a modern hub, Rwanda can strengthen its position within Africa's aviation network. The economic impact of a major airport extends far beyond aviation itself. Airports often stimulate development in surrounding areas. Hotels, logistics centers, office complexes, and commercial developments frequently emerge near major airports. Over time, Bugesera could evolve into a dynamic economic zone that supports trade, tourism, and industrial development. Transportation infrastructure around the airport will also be expanded. Roads connecting Bugesera to Kigali and other regions are being improved to ensure efficient access. These transportation links are essential for passengers, cargo vehicles, and airport staff. As construction progresses, the airport gradually transforms from an engineering plan into a physical reality. Massive earth-moving machines shape the terrain, engineers oversee structural installations, and complex systems are integrated into the terminal and runway infrastructure. Each phase of construction represents thousands of hours of planning, coordination, and skilled labor. For Rwanda, Bugesera International Airport represents more than physical infrastructure. It symbolizes ambition. It demonstrates the country's commitment to long-term development and its belief that strategic investments can transform economic possibilities. When the airport becomes fully operational, millions of passengers may pass through its terminals every year. Some will arrive as tourists exploring Rwanda's natural beauty. Others will come as business travelers, investors, or conference participants. Many will simply pass through on connecting flights across the continent. Every flight arriving or departing will represent movement. Movement of people, goods, ideas, and opportunities. Aviation has always been about connection, and Bugesera International Airport is designed to strengthen Rwanda's connections with the wider world. In the decades to come, the success of the airport will not be measured only by the number of flights it handles. Its true impact will be seen in the economic opportunities it creates, the businesses it supports, and the global relationships it enables. From a quiet landscape in Bugesera to a major gateway for international travel, the transformation of this region reflects Rwanda's broader journey. A journey defined by resilience, planning, and determination. And as aircraft descend toward the runways of Bugesera in the future, passengers looking out their windows will see more than just an airport. They will see a country that dared to invest in its future, building not only infrastructure, but a bridge between Rwanda and the world. As construction continued across the plains of Bugesera district, the transformation of the landscape became increasingly visible. What was once open rural land slowly evolved into one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in the region. Roads were expanded, heavy equipment moved across carefully prepared ground, and massive quantities of earth were reshaped to create the foundation of a modern aviation facility. The process required precision engineering and long-term planning. Every meter of runway, every terminal structure, and every supporting facility had to meet strict international aviation standards. The runway itself represents one of the most critical components of the airport. Runways must be engineered to withstand extreme forces. When a large aircraft lands, the impact of its weight and speed places enormous stress on the pavement. Engineers must calculate load distribution, pavement thickness, and drainage systems that prevent water from weakening the surface. At Bugesera International Airport, the runway is designed to support some of the largest passenger aircraft in operation today, allowing Rwanda to receive direct long-distance flights from across the world. But an airport is far more than just a runway. Surrounding the runway are complex systems that allow aircraft to operate safely and efficiently. Taxiways guide aircraft between runways and terminals. Aprons provide parking areas where aircraft can load passengers, cargo, and fuel. Navigation equipment helps pilots land safely even in low visibility conditions. Air traffic control towers coordinate every movement in the sky and on the ground. Each of these systems must work together seamlessly to ensure safety and efficiency. Inside the passenger terminal, an entirely different world of operations unfolds. Airports must manage thousands of passengers moving through check-in counters, security screening areas, immigration control, and boarding gates. Advanced baggage handling systems transport luggage through conveyor networks that sort and deliver bags to the correct aircraft. These systems rely on digital tracking technologies and automated sorting equipment designed to operate continuously throughout the day. The design of the terminal at Bugesera International Airport reflects the changing role of airports in the modern world. Today's airports are designed not only for transportation, but also for experience. Travelers expect comfort, efficiency, and convenience. Restaurants, retail stores, lounges, and waiting areas create an environment that supports both leisure and business travel. For many passengers, the airport becomes the first and last impression of a country. Rwanda has placed significant emphasis on creating an airport that reflects its national identity. The architecture and interior spaces are expected to combine modern design with elements inspired by Rwandan culture and aesthetics. Such design choices help create a sense of place, allowing visitors to feel connected to the country even before they step outside the terminal building. Beyond passenger travel, cargo operations will play an essential role in the airport's future. Global trade increasingly depends on fast and reliable logistics networks. Air cargo allows goods to travel across continents within hours. For Rwanda's growing export industries, access to efficient air cargo facilities can open new opportunities in international markets. Agricultural products, such as fresh produce and specialty coffee, require rapid transportation to maintain quality and freshness. The airport will also strengthen Rwanda's position within the regional aviation network. East Africa has experienced rapid economic growth and increased mobility over the past 2 decades. More people are traveling for business, education, tourism, and family connections. As air travel demand grows, regional hubs become increasingly important for connecting cities across the continent. The national airline RwandAir has already been expanding its network to serve destinations across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. A modern hub airport will allow the airline to increase flight frequency, improve passenger connections, and introduce new long-distance routes. Hub airports allow passengers traveling between different regions to transfer efficiently through a central location. This concept of connectivity is at the heart of modern aviation. A traveler departing from one city can connect through a hub airport and reach destinations across multiple continents. Each connection expands economic and cultural exchange between countries. For Rwanda, becoming a hub means strengthening its presence within global transportation networks. The development of the airport has also encouraged improvements in surrounding infrastructure. Roads connecting the airport to Kigali and neighboring districts are being upgraded to handle increased traffic. Efficient road access ensures that passengers and cargo can move quickly between the airport and the capital city. Transportation planning is therefore an essential part of airport development. In addition to roads, future development around the airport may include logistics parks, hotels, office buildings, and commercial centers. Around the world, major airports often become the center of economic zones, known as aerotropolises. These zones attract businesses that benefit from rapid global connectivity. Over time, Bugesera may develop into a major economic cluster that supports trade, logistics, and international commerce. Large infrastructure projects also provide opportunities for technological advancement. Construction of the airport has required advanced surveying techniques, digital modeling systems, and modern engineering equipment. These technologies help engineers visualize complex structures, simulate stress conditions, and optimize construction processes before physical work begins. Another important consideration during construction is environmental management. Airports must carefully manage noise, water usage, and energy consumption. Modern airports increasingly incorporate renewable energy systems, efficient lighting technologies, and waste management strategies. By integrating sustainability principles into its design, the Bugesera Airport project aims to balance infrastructure growth with environmental responsibility. The development process also involves careful coordination with international aviation authorities. Airports must comply with global safety standards established by organizations such as International Civil Aviation Organization. These standards ensure that aircraft from around the world can operate safely when arriving at or departing from the airport. Meeting these standards requires rigorous testing of navigation systems, communication equipment, runway lighting, and emergency response capabilities. Safety is the foundation of aviation, and every airport must demonstrate its ability to maintain secure and reliable operations before receiving full certification. The scale of the Bugesera Airport project reflects Rwanda's long-term planning philosophy. Infrastructure investments are designed not only for current needs, but also for future growth. As global travel continues to expand, the airport will be positioned to accommodate increased passenger and cargo demand. The long-term vision behind the airport reflects Rwanda's broader development strategy. Over the past decades, the country has invested heavily in education, technology, governance reforms, and infrastructure. These efforts aim to create an environment where innovation and economic growth can thrive. In many ways, airports symbolize a nation's openness to the world. They are places where cultures meet, where ideas move across borders, and where international partnerships begin. By building a modern international airport, Rwanda is strengthening its ability to participate actively in global economic and cultural exchange. The transformation of Bugesera from quiet countryside into a major aviation hub represents a remarkable chapter in Rwanda's development story. It demonstrates how strategic planning, international collaboration, and national ambition can reshape a region. And as the construction cranes gradually give way to operational runways and active terminals, the airport will begin to